Hello and welcome to a discussion video for the upcoming 2016 anime season. We're going to go through a number of series that will be airing in the season and we're just going to discuss them. Be sure to do the same in the comments. So, let's begin. Let's start with big order then. What studio was this again?
ASREAD. Yeah, it's the same studio that did Mirai Nikki.
Yeah, I got that. I got those kind of vibes from it because the characters look very similar.
The whole thing looks similar. The story, the animation, the character designs.
I think there was quite a bit of CG in the PV. Like the character, there was a kind of big monster character and that I think was CG. Didn't look too good to be honest, but
I still have hopes for it. I feel like it'll be entertaining.
I'm guessing it's a kind of mystery, magical action series, so
probably a bit of psychological. It's probably going to be 20 episodes because this studio does nothing except for Mirai Nikki, and this
it just sits on Mirai Nikki.
Yeah, it's like. It's do something new, you know.
This is the Bone show, Boku no Hero Academia, which I quite like the visuals for this. The kind of like cartoony, the kind of bold outlines for the character design and stuff. I quite like the look of it.
Yeah, same. This is one of the most hyped up shows for the next season.
Oh, really?
Yeah. All the manga readers just hype it all up, and then when the trailer came out, everyone was screaming.
Yeah.
I like the fact that the Gundam Build Fighters director is doing this, for the one who did the first season, because it means it's going to have consistent action. It's definitely going to be one of the better ones. I just hope Bones doesn't screw it up, because a lot of people are putting their faith in Bones for this one.
This is a magic show as well, so
yeah, it's kind of like the opposite of One Punch Man, really. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It depends how they handle it. It's going to be probably 12 episodes. It won't be more because it's probably a split core.
BUNGOU or BUNGOU Stray Dogs.
This is another Bones show. Something about detectives and mystery and supernatural. It looks beautiful because, you know, that Bones quality. But I have no knowledge on this whatsoever. And I'm kind of happy because I want to go in raw.
Yeah, that's the best way to watch kind of mystery shows, is just going completely blind into everything.
Yeah, I was skimming through this trailer in case it tried to spoil something, you know.
Yeah. From Bones to Brain Space, we'll talk about ENDRIDE, which is the kind of fantasy magical action show, I guess. I wasn't really too sure what the genre was just watching the PV, because there was kind of a lot of stuff in it. There was like sword fighting and like magic going on and stuff like that, and I wasn't too sure what to think of it, to be honest.
There's quite a lot of these like otherworld anime now.
Yeah.
You know, this one I have no idea. The PV looked better than I expected, because when I see Brain Space, I keep reminding myself of Kyokai no Rine, and I just I thought it was gonna have terrible quality, to be honest. But this was a lot better than what I expected.
Yeah, it was quite different from what they normally do. Like even like in pre-2010 stuff like that, they've done a lot of like slice of life stuff, and it kind of looks like kind of cartoony and kind of almost like a painting, but this one looked a bit different. But when I looked at like the PV and stuff like that, nothing really struck me as like, oh, I really want to see that. It just kind of looked like another action show, so I think they'll have to bring like a unique element into it when they start it.
Yeah, and the fact that it's planned for 24 episodes already kind of tells you it's going to be slow paced.
Yeah.
I just hope it has like a good storyline. If that's all it needs, I don't care how. Well, I do care a bit how bad the action is. As long as there's no CGI, because CGI and fantasy, I can't stand at all.
Oh yeah, that always ruins it when they have like a really nice world and then they like bring in something that has to be done with CG and it just looks completely out of place.
Yeah, Ace Attorney. The one good thing is that it's the same director as Space Brothers, same studio as Space Brothers, so it's most likely going to be a long-running show. It's adapted from a popular game series by Nintendo called Phoenix Wright. The PV looked like it was low quality, like something that Dagashi show from last year, with the teacher show.
Yeah. Which
kind of disappointed me. I really hope A1 steps up their game for this. I really do, because I can't stand them ruining something so good.
So is this going to be a very long series then? Is this going to be like 50 plus episodes?
It has the potential to be. It's like a CSI but with law. That's what it is. Like
a modern Detective Conan.
Yeah, at least it's going to be 20 episodes, probably.
Yeah.
At least.
Well, Space Brothers went on for ages, didn't it?
Yeah, 99. Like, just 99.
Wonder if they'll do that for this as well. And I guess since they're not following like a conclusive story, they can just keep going and going and going if it's just like episodic or whatever.
Yeah, I heard they're going to be adapting the first game properly from what people have seen from the commercial video.
Yeah, that could be an interesting one, but then video game adaptations, they have a tendency to just kind of flop and not really make sense, so...
This show will definitely succeed because it's airing 30 minutes before Detective Conan over in Japan. And that's a really popular time slot, you know.
Yeah.
It's going to succeed, that's all I know.
So JoJo.
This is probably the one I'm looking forward to the most. They changed so much, the character designs. You've noticed that as well. And it's like all smooth and colourful and beautiful. Yeah,
it definitely seems to be like the kind of generally accepted that whenever JoJo's airing, it's going to be at least something good in the season, so...
It's definitely going to be 50 episodes, just like the old one, because I think they're going to adapt the whole part 4. I really hope that the new characters are interesting. I don't know anything about them, except that he's cocky, and I love that in JoJo characters, but that's all I know about him.
Well, let's go into Joker game, which is one that we weren't quite sure about, because it was kind of like the PV showed off like so much. It showed off like loads of different characters and plot points, and we weren't completely sure if they were going to be able to pull it off, are we?
Yeah. This show, half of me wants to really get into it, you know, really get, but the other half, after seeing like the director and how many characters are there, and I'm kind of put off, you know. I feel like this is going to be one of those extremely technical shows, because it's set in before World War II, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and it means that they're limited to what they can do with technology. It reminds me of a movie by the guy by the lead actor who does Sherlock.
Oh, The Imitation Game.
That's it, yeah. It reminds me exactly like that, really.
Yeah, it's a kind of like, it's a time period that Japan don't really explore that much, like around like the World War II or anything like that. So it's quite interesting to see people go back and do it.
I still have high hopes. It's probably going to be 12 episodes.
Well, fingers crossed, but then it could be too complicated for its own good and end up being a bit too complicated, so we'll just have to see how that goes. But it's production IG, so you know there's going to be at least some talent behind it, so we'll see what they can do with that.
Yep.
Yeah, the new Trigger anime, how can I pronounce this? KIZNAIVER.
Yeah.
It's got a Z in it. I'm not even sure how you do that in Japanese, but what was their show that they done recently?
Ninja Slayer.
Oh yeah, they done that. What was
I think you're thinking of
oh yeah,
that weird one that aired 2 years ago. I don't know. I forgot its name.
I can't remember its name. Yeah, Trigger's like, I feel like if you like Trigger's stuff, you probably know that you like their stuff already, because they've got a really distinct style. So
that's the problem. The Trigger's been really inconsistent, though. For me, the only good show they've ever made was Kill la Kill.
Yeah, I guess in their quality, but like in the kind of style of what they do, like kind of ridiculous, over the top action stuff. Then you kind of know what kind of style they're going to go into with.
Visually, it looks beautiful. The show, it has all these like unique color palettes and everything.
Cool character designs.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know anything about it, because I couldn't understand the synopsis of what it wanted me to get into, you know. Yeah,
and the PV was just like didn't explain anything either.
No. Again, I'll go in with no expectations.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll impress me. I'll probably keep watching it. Next one is probably the one that's...
This is probably the most discussed one, surely.
Yeah,
I think this is what everyone's talking about.
This one has a lot of mixed reviews.
Yeah.
Do you want to try to pronounce it?
I think everybody knows, like, it's the Studio Wit Attack on Titan-esque show, but it's got a really long name.
So, this one I've been hyped about ever since they announced it 2 years ago with that... Like, remember when Noitama announced their 3 shows and the 3 movies they were doing? Yeah. And this show ended it all off with just like a mask coming off, and it was really beautiful. Like, I've been so hooked on. And then when they said they announced it for this year's spring, and when I saw the trailer, I was so blown away. Like, of course it looks similar to Attack on Titan, but I feel like since they're using the same team, same director, same composer, same studio, I feel like that they're saying that we could have improved Attack on Titan to this level.
Yeah, I think what they're trying to do is like, it's essentially like another chance at doing Attack on Titan and maybe fixing some of the things they didn't like from the first, and improving, because it did look like Attack on Titan, and it looked like, even like the music and the camera shots were like, but it was like much more detailed, and there seemed to be a lot more variety with what was going on and stuff like that. So maybe, like, on one hand I think, oh, it's too similar to Attack on Titan, but then on the other hand I think that could be a good thing, because maybe they're just going to try and replicate Attack on Titan but do it better, basically. So
yeah, and they're not restricted to anything. Like, they have
exactly
full creative freedom, and the fact that the Code Geass writer is in there, you feel like there's going to be a somewhat smart story built in.
Yeah.
The one thing I'm hoping for isn't some like bullshit power up, where the guy's a half zombie, Just as long as that isn't in there, then I'm okay.
I hope they pick a better protagonist than Eren, because he was definitely one of the most annoying parts of Attack on Titan. So I hope they do a kind of different take on the main character.
The one thing that stood out for me was the setting that they're in, like that classic feel with it.
Yeah, it was kind of like steampunk, wasn't it?
Yeah, like a train out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. It's just I have high expectations, which I know I shouldn't.
Yeah, me
but
too. Well, I've just got a feeling that it's gonna, like, if they wanted to just make money out of it, and if they wanted just to replicate the success, they'd just make Attack on Titan Season 2. So there must be a reason that they've started again and gone for maybe a different artistic route. So I'm pretty excited for it.
This could be build up for the second season of Attack on Titan. The director of Attack on Titan did Death Note and High School of the Dead. This guy knows how to make hit shows.
Exciting. Yeah. I think every single thing he's directed has become like one of the most popular shows of his year. So.
Yeah, so I'm really looking. I have nothing but praises for this show.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully it'll be better than. Hopefully it can like surpass Attack on Titan.
It will, because I feel like Attack on Titan was too restrained to the the walls and everything.
Definitely. And even the manga, you could tell that like there were parts of the story that were kind of wanting to keep on going, but the manga wasn't letting them because it wasn't progressing fast enough.
Yeah. I'm really praying for a good 20 episodes, but I wouldn't mind getting 2 cores. Magi. Oh, this is the prequel with SINBAD 30 years before the original. I watched the 5-episode OVA a while back because I was really interested in it, and it was rushed, but it was really good. Really well done.
Kurumukuro. Or however you say that.
Kurumukuro.
Kurumukuro, yeah. That's the PA Works Slice of Life series.
This one I'm not looking forward to that much, to be honest. Like, I feel like PA Works shouldn't do mecha. Like, the mecha was CGI, the character designs look kind of dull. The story in general looks kind of boring, Yeah. And this is their anniversary anime as well, which kind of makes you start thinking, do they even care?
I'll probably give this like a couple of episodes.
Yeah, that's.
And then I'll see how it goes from there. But like you said, I'm not too excited for it. Mayoiga.
Yeah. This one's the one thing that led me to this one was the fact that the Shiraboku and Prison School director is doing this. The story seems kind of plain. 30 kids go to a building where there's no one there, spooky stuff. But it seems interesting, really. I feel like this director's testing different fields. Like, he went from a show like Shiraboku, that's slice of life drama, to Prison School, which is just pure comedy, and this is like thriller, psychological. Yeah, RE0. Let's just call it that.
Let's just call it RE0.
This one I feel like it's gonna be the dark horse of next season. It sounds so plain, like a guy gets transported to another world and he resets every time something bad happens, but like I watched the trailer and it seems so intense for some reason. Like, and white folks is doing it. They're good with fantasy. So
this is kind of another one where I guess we're gonna have to wait till we can actually watch it to make any kind of proper opinions on it. So
it looks beautiful though. It's like the animation level keeps getting better and better every year. Sakamoto Desuga. This one's gonna be the comedy of next season, just hands down. Yeah. It has the Gintama director. It has the studio doesn't really matter, but it's Studio Dean. It's gonna be funny as hell, and that's all I need, really. Is it
gonna be kind of like parody comedy?
I don't really know, really. I don't know how to explain it. It's just in the moment comedy.
Yeah, kind of a bit silly.
Yeah, kind of out there,
that should be pretty cool then.
I'll try to pronounce the next one.
Yeah, you can try and pronounce this one.
Sosei no Omyuji. I think I did it.
Omyuji, yeah.
This one, action. The 15-second black and red PV looked beautiful.
Yeah, it looked really cool, but I don't know how representative that is of the actual show, though.
Yeah, Pura haven't done that many good action shows recently. They ruined Tokyo Ghoul. Naruto's in a filler barrage. It's I really hope they do justice to this show. Like, yeah, even if the story isn't that good, I really like this season's the show that's airing this season. That's about those kids with powers. Divine Gate. The action in that was CG. Like, why? It's like, I really hope they do this show justice. I really hope they just don't do it for money. Now that Mr. Osamatsu-san sold over 100k Blu-ray volumes.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, that's surprising.
Yeah, I just hope that the PV is something to go on for the actual show, and it's not just like a little one-off thing, because the PV, like, it was so interesting just to watch. Even though I didn't know anything about it, it was like very stylized and looked really unique and looked really cool. So I'm looking forward to that, if it's what the PV shows.
Yeah. Terraformers Revenge. You haven't seen the first season?
No, I only watched the first episode and never continued it.
Was that with the censored?
I just never. It was just one of the things that I never got around to continuing. I probably should though.
Yeah, so they changed the stuff. They added an extra studio. It looks more shinier than before. The one I think it'll be good as long as they don't censor it. Because if you saw anything related to the first season, you would know that the censoring was unbelievable.
Yeah, I remember everyone was talking about it.
It got to the point where people hated it so much that Crunchyroll had to make a deal to get the uncensored version out every other weekend, and it was just ridiculous, how much hate it got. And it was too bad because it was really handled well the first season. I waited for the Blu-ray version to come out, but it was really well handled. They rearranged the story to match the anime format, but they put everything they needed there, and I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah, so basically a season 2 with extra staff.
Yeah.
Can't really go wrong.
Yeah. So now should we go to the slice of life?
Yeah, so we're basically just going to mention a bunch of shows that are kind of very similar, because if we mentioned them all individually, we'd probably just be saying similar things for each of them, so we might as well go through them. There's Tanaka-kun, MIKO, Flying Witch, and High Fury, which are all basically slice of life shows, and kind of very mellow slice of life shows.
We don't know anything about them. They seem interesting. We'll give them a try. KUMA, MIKO, and Flying Witch seem like a Barakamon type of show.
Yeah. I think Flying Witch is probably going to be the most serious one out of them all, because it seemed to have a little bit of a narrative going with it as well. So
yeah, but it kind of gives you that feeling that all the drama is going to be solved relatively fast.
Yeah.
Like if they find out she's a witch at the beginning of the episode, they accept it at the end. It's
It's JC staff, so I mean it'll look cool.
Yeah, JC stuff. Tanaka-kun, I don't know why I'm attracted to this show. It seems so boring, a guy who sleeps, sighs, and whines probably, and it just seems so interesting. I don't know why. Visually, it looks beautiful though from the PV, even though it was just a picture.
It looks like it could be like a really just chill out watch, and like you can maybe fall asleep during watching it yourself.
Yeah. They probably went the same route as Aria for this show. I'm getting a feeling something similar to Aria or Kimetsu Boku, which is probably why I'm attracted to it. But and the final one, High Fury. This
not really much we can tell from this one, but
it's like they want to join an organization that protects the sea, and so it's just a school life setting basically. I don't. It's not ambitious.
Yeah, all I'm hoping for is like an episodic slice of life that's really easy to watch and kind of relaxing. I can watch it once a week while it's airing, and then that's what I'm hoping for anyway. I'm not looking for something super crazy out of that one.
Yeah, it feels like a non-Biori of the sea.
Which is good.
I guess that's it really.
Yeah, so basically, kind of to summarize, I think most of the discussion is probably going to be on the Studio Wit or the Wit Studio show. I think everybody's going to be talking about that, and everything else will probably get a backseat, but the Trigger anime could be cool, and we'll just have to see for most of them, to be honest, how they plan out. But
I feel like trying to choose a top anime for next season will be really hard, because you have JoJo, you have Joker Game if it's handled well, you have Cabaneri, and you have Boku no Hero Academia. And the other dark horses that might just pop out of nowhere.
Yeah, you could get like there's a lot of shows that are kind of very quiet right now and don't have like flashy PVs, but then could be really interesting. So yeah, we'll have to come back at the end of the season and see if we got any correct predictions.
Yeah. Thanks for listening to us. Check out Lewis in the description or the exclamation point on the video. Yeah, thanks, man. And for everybody watching, be sure to post in the comments what you're most anticipated for. Thanks for watching, guys.